Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Trophy Life. As you can see by the title, your girl is very excited for today's episode. But before we dive into this episode, I want to give you guys a little life update. So, first of all, first things first, today I went and got a blowout at this place called Produ. They have one in Draper, Lehigh, South Jordan. It's like a Utah company. And I kind of just didn't want to have to wash my hair, if I'm being honest, for the wedding that's tomorrow, my sister-in-law's wedding. And my hair's like fallen out, actually kind of a good amount because I didn't have to put any hairspray in it. But I'm really excited because I don't have to do my hair now tomorrow. I just have to like touch it up. So your girl is very excited about that. And I think I will go back like somewhat often and have her just do a blowout with my hair. I went to Taylor is her name. I think her last name starts with an L, but she's at the Draper location and she did a really great job. Okay, so my sister-in-law, technically sister-in-law, I always call her my sister, but she's technically my sister-in-law and she's getting married tomorrow. This past weekend on Saturday, I threw her a bachelorette party with my sister-in-law, Cozy, which is her sister, and then my other sister-in-law, Caitlin, she is married to Colby's brother, and they just got married a few weeks ago in Hawaii. So lots of weddings in the Smith family, and I would be lying if I said that I am weddinged out, but it's been very fun. But like, I'm ready to just move on from wedding stuff, and I think everyone in the family feels that way because it's just a lot. Like when you have showers, and we had the shower on Friday evening. And I mean, like, showers are always fun because we had a bunch of people that were in town for the shower, which was really fun. One of Colby's uncle's wives, I love her so much, and she was at the shower. Her name's Julia. And then Colby's cousin's wife, Nara, was there as well, which was fun because I haven't seen her in a long time. And they both live in Connecticut. So I'm like, all these East Coast Smith family members. It's so fun to see everybody. But yeah, I'm really excited for wedding season to come to an end in the Smith family. But yeah, her bachelorette party that we did on Saturday was really fun. It was like Mamma Mia themed. And then we went to like a silent disco after. And I posted on my stories if you guys follow me on Instagram. Silent disco was so fun. We went to Waikiki in Salt Lake. It's like a bar. And in the basement, they have a silent disco. And it was so freaking fun. Highly recommend. So great for a bachelorette party or like a birthday party. Really, really, really fun. Nail update. I am loving my Russian manicure. So my nails got pretty long when I got them done for the wedding that was in Hawaii. And I was like, ooh, let's do like an almond shape. And then I was on Pinterest and I was going to do red, but then I was like, okay, wait, red doesn't match my dress for the wedding. So I did pink for the Hawaii wedding. It was like a light pink. It was like baby pink, almost like a nude pink. But then I did the glaze chrome effect over it. This time I did what was the color? It was like tawny beige, I think was the name of the builder gel that she used. But I love getting a Russian manicure. If you've never had a Russian manicure, let this be your sign. I only have to get my nails done every 4 to 5 weeks. I like a 4-week nail update because my nails won't break. And then also I can have like, what was I going to say? My mind just went blank. Basically, sometimes I get really bad regrowth because my nails grow really fast. But if you have never gotten a Russian manicure, then yeah, let this be your sign because it is just the best thing ever. A Russian manicure essentially is when they just completely remove your cuticle. And like I am someone who gets hangnails like a lot and I don't get them with a Russian manicure. It's chef's kiss. It's the best. So yeah, and I always do the chrome effect over it. I have it right now and it's just so cute because it's like shiny and oh, it's so pretty, especially for like spring and summer. I feel like it eats. So also saying the word eat has been like, I've been saying that for like 2 months now. And I'm like, I don't know if it bothers me or not, but it is what it is. Still loving my 10 to 15,000 steps every day. I really try to get them in daily, but sometimes it only ends up being like a few times a week or like every other day, maybe. Every other day is probably pretty accurate. But yeah, I love being outside. Like today it was raining and I was like, no. And I just got my hair done and I'm trying to like not sweat for the wedding tomorrow. So yeah, that's kind of my current situation. But yeah, let's kind of get into today's episode. So basically, to intro to this episode, I love being married so much. Anyone who knows me knows that about me. Like, I feel so grateful that I met my husband and it just right person, right time situation. And like, I literally can't imagine my life without him. I'm like, I really don't know what I would be doing right now if I hadn't have met him. So I'm really excited to share a few things that I've learned over the years being married for coming up on 7 years, actually in 6 days. So I thought this would be kind of like a fun episode to like release right before my wedding anniversary. And yeah, I'm just super excited. Actually, I'm filming this on a Monday, but this comes out this coming Thursday, and I'm seeing the new Thunderbolts Marvel movie, and I'm so excited. I'm obsessed with Florence Pugh and Sebastian Stan, and they're in that movie. And what's the dad's name from Stranger Things? David Harbour. Is that his name? Anyways, he's in that movie as well, and I'm just really excited to see it. So I will be seeing that this weekend. Highly recommend you see it as well. I've heard it's really good from reviews I've seen. Yeah, okay, let's get into a few things I have learned about marriage. So, like I was saying, I've been married for almost 7 years, and Colby and I met in December of 2016. We actually met doing like a fake couples photo shoot together. And I'll have to like dive into the story. I want to have him on the podcast soon, and I want to like share the whole in-depth story later. But that's essentially how we met, and the rest is history. And then we got married in 2018 on May 4th. We have been married for almost 7 years now, like I said. And yeah, Colby is 1,000,000% my best friend. Yesterday, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, and this is very normal for us on like a Sunday specifically, but we talked yesterday for 8.5 hours straight. Did not talk, wasn't even on my phone. So basically we were chatting like in the living room. We were like, oh, let's go sit in your office. We were chatting in there, and then we went on a drive because we go on drives a lot on Sundays. We came home and he was like, or we were in the car and he was like, we have been talking for over 8 hours. He was like, we basically just went on a really long drive. I'm like, dude, that's like almost driving to California. That's insane. I didn't say dude, but I'm saying it to myself now. I'm like, that actually is so insane. I did say basically we just drove to California with how much we were talking. And I think I've shared this before too, but when we do go on road trips, we rarely listen to books. We never listen to music, and we just talk the whole time. It's like our favorite thing ever to do road trips because we love to just chat and we have such good conversation. We've come up with all of our baby names on the drive specifically from Utah to California, just since we've been married, because we probably go to California like once a year, I would say. And then we obviously lived there for a few years, but yeah, it's just really funny. Okay, so I first want to share a few reasons why I love being married in the first place. And these are obviously only things I could think of. Like, there's going to be so many more reasons, but these were just the main ones that came to my mind. So, of course, I love that I get to spend every day with my best friend. And like, marriage is just so fun to me. Like, it's every night we watch our show, we have like a little snack in bed, and it's so fun. We'll either watch a movie or we'll watch a show. Like right now we've been watching How I Met Your Mother because we both had never seen it. I think we're on like season 5 or 6. We're obsessed. We love it. And then we've been really loving like a classic comedy recently. So last night we watched Overboard. It's like that movie with, I can't remember what her name is. I think Colby said that we saw it in the theaters together. I was like, we did? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what? I'm like, I do not remember that. But that movie's really cute. I think this is one thing that I love about Colby and I specifically is that I feel like we are like, obviously we're two separate people who have like our own things that we do. Like we have our separate personalities, but together we really are one. And I don't know, I just think it's so cool that I feel that way. And I've always felt that way with Colby and I, but especially as like we're married for longer and longer. It's crazy how the longer you're married, you really do like fall more and more in love with your spouse over the years. And like my marriage is the most special thing to me. And yeah, I love being married so much. I think it's why I don't really talk about it honestly that much on social media, is because it's so special to me. It's kind of like something I always lean towards being a lot more private about. But I thought that this episode would be really fun, especially because it's from my point of view. So, I don't like put words in Colby's mouth, so I will not be doing that. That's why when I share the how we met story, I'm like, I need him to be here. Okay. Marriage makes my life fun and very easy. I really do believe that. I'm like I feel like my life is so, like, obviously life has its challenges at times, but when you're married to somebody who, number one, you love being with and who makes things fun, and I don't know, like Colby really does make my life so much easier, and I feel like I also make his life easier. Like if I were to ask him that, I feel like he would say that. And yeah, I just think that that's like a very cool byproduct of being married, especially when you're married to the right person, because that's like, all of this obviously is only relevant if you're married to the right person. But that kind of goes without saying, I think. Okay, this one is something I really do love about marriage, which I kind of just said, but I really do feel like I fall more and more in love with Colby. I would say like I notice it every year, probably around like our anniversary. I'm like, oh my gosh, like what's so funny to me is like the way I felt about Colby when we first got married versus how I feel about him now. I'm like, because I feel like I was like not scared to get married, but I was nervous because I was like, whoa, this is a really big change. I was 20 years old. So I was just like, whoa, like I had only graduated high school, not even a year and a half when we got married. So it was pretty quick. Like we dated though for, a decent amount of time. But I'm like, I wish I could tell my younger self, like on my wedding day, not even on my wedding day, I should say, like just leading up to being married, like it is a big decision. And it's like very valid to be like thinking those feelings and feeling those thoughts. And but I really wish I could tell my younger self, I'm like, girl, you don't even know what you're in for. Like obviously you love this man, but the way that you're going to feel about him in the next coming years is literally going to blow your mind. Like you can't comprehend it until you experience it, which I assume that being pregnant and like having a baby is like similar, where you're like, you can't comprehend it until it happens. But yeah, it's the best thing ever. Okay, so I wanted to share a few things I've learned while being married. So this is going to be like kind of controversial, but this is, again, like I'm just sharing my opinion here. To me, marriage isn't hard, but it is a investment. So like when people are like, marriage is hard, I'm like, I don't actually agree with you. Like, I don't think that marriage is hard at all. There are a bajillion things in my life that are hard, but my marriage is definitely not one of them. It is by far probably like honestly, like probably the easiest thing, like the most effortless. And when I say it's an investment, I am going to share a few other things that will kind of make sense with that. But essentially, it's like if you want to have a good relationship with anybody, not even just your spouse, you have to spend time, effort, and be very intentional about what you want that relationship to be. So, and I'll just share one thing that I'm very passionate about is how important it is to do weekly date nights. Colby and I go on a date every single weekend, normally on Saturdays, but sometimes on Fridays. And it is so important for us to have that time to do something together. This weekend we didn't get to because I had the bridal shower on Friday and the bachelorette on Saturday. Both went so late. And I was just like, we were both like, dang, we don't get to do our date one night, which I don't think we've missed one night literally this entire year. I don't, like, it's pretty crazy. So, and even when we have kids, I'm like, I will be getting a babysitter. And even when our baby's like young, the Megaplex in Utah, the theaters, we love going to the movies. Like a movie and a dinner is like we love doing that. Like we are obsessed. And a dinner and a movie is something I will definitely also be bringing my kid to, because at the Megaplex theaters they have like these quiet rooms. So if your baby's crying, you can just go and sit in this certain part of the theater where it's like soundproof in this like little box. It's absolutely incredible. It's amazing. Yeah, so certain things like that are kind of the things that I think you make an investment in, but it like doesn't it just doesn't feel like work because you like doing it. You know what I mean? And there's sometimes where we're like, oh, we're just like we just want to stay home, but we're like, nope, we're getting out, we're going on our date night. Um, okay, another thing I've learned while being married is that I have become a better version of myself, probably like 100 million times quicker and better than I would have been if I had just been single. And just knowing myself and guessing that about myself, which I think is really cool, because obviously you can't control everything with marriage, or just being in a really great relationship. But for me personally, I think it's really cool that we met when I was so young. I feel like a lot of people in Utah always kind of are like hating on getting married young, but I would not change a thing. I think it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. So like I would not go back and change literally a thing or get married later. Absolutely no way. Okay. Okay, another thing is you learn how to take time for yourself, of course. But I'm constantly thinking of things that I can do for Colby to like make his life easier or show him that I love him. Just like I'm constantly doing that, and I think that for me showing love is definitely acts of service. And Colby's not complaining. He does not complain. So like I'll put his laundry away, or um obviously I make dinner for us both every night. Like I love to be the cook in the house, and I am the cook in the house, and I love that. Colby loves that. So lots of things like that where I show my love to him. And it's very funny. Colby and I don't really like, for Valentine's Day, we don't like getting each other gifts. We're just like, in our opinion, we think that it's dumb because it feels like an obligation. He always gets me flowers and chocolate covered strawberries. I guess that is kind of a gift, but I don't ever expect it. But we do like go out to a dinner just because we're like, it's fun. Let's do it. And same with like Easter. I'm like, I don't want you to get me like an Easter basket with just like a bunch of stuff in it. Like I don't know. I don't even know if we'll do Easter baskets when we have kids. I don't know. I'm gonna have random opinions on stuff like that. Okay. But Christmas, birthdays, different level. We love to celebrate those days. Okay. This is something I'm very passionate about. And it is to not take things so offensively, especially if there was no offense intended. And like if it's like really not that serious, just like laugh about it. I feel like people who I know who are just like this in general are just like happier, not overthinking stuff. I don't know. I feel like they're just happier in their marriage. And I know for me, I used to not be that way, and now I am that way. And so I can also confirm that it is so much better to just be chill. Like Colby loves to just like sometimes tease me, and I'm like, I think it's so cute. I'm like, he just wants to make me laugh. And I'm like, I love it. He's obviously not being mean. He's just like saying silly jokes. And I love it. I think it's so cute. Never talk about your spouse or gossip about them. I am so incredibly passionate about this. I could talk about this for forever, but I am like so proud to say that I drank sparkling water. Your girl's got bubbles in her throat. I have never talked about Colby, like gossiped about him, and I never will, ever. Like I'm honestly so protective about our marriage, and I really wish that every girl would be this way. And I'm even talking like passive aggressive stuff, like, oh, like I'm just gonna make up an example. Like, oh, Colby wouldn't clean the sink or something, like just like stuff like that. I will never do that, ever. Never have, never will. Because I just feel like when you're married to somebody, you know them better than anybody. You see them, you see the most vulnerable sides of them, you see the best sides of them, you can see the worst sides of them. And I think it's just really unfair to paint a picture to somebody else from your point of view. And I also just don't get it, because I'm like, I don't know, I just don't I don't care to do that. So I'm pretty, like, I feel like to me, it feels like if I were to do that, it would feel like I'm not being loyal. And I take that very seriously. So that's how I feel about that. Focus on all the good and you'll continue to see more of it. I know I kind of touched on this a little bit, but it really is as simple as it sounds. And this is just with anything in life. If you are focused on seeing more good of something, that is what you will end up seeing in general. And it's a really great tip, I feel like, for people, especially who can like tend to lean a little bit maybe more negative or overthink things. Like if you are just somebody who is constantly looking for the good, and even if it has to be conscious for a while, I promise you it will pay off. It will be one of the best things that you do for yourself. Okay, so I wanted to share a few things that I've learned about growth specifically in my marriage. I kind of mentioned this earlier, but marriage has helped me grow up really quickly in the best way possible, like individually and together as with Colby. Because I got married so young, it helped me focus on my career a lot sooner. I think I would have been like, just spending a lot of extra time with like boys and in friend groups and like all these things that don't actually help me build the life that I want to build. So I was able to spend a lot of time on my career when I was so young, because I was basically always sharing my time with Colby, my career, and like church stuff. That's it. Like there's like 3 core pillars basically, and that's still how my life is now. And then I'm gonna obviously add kids to that, but that's it. So, which I guess family, it's like family, church, work. It's like the main pillars of my life, and it's great. I love it. Another thing I've learned is being married for 7 years, our relationship, like mine and Colby's marriage, is so strong, and I feel so confident about having children. I feel like I've been asked this a lot where people are like, how did you know that you were like ready to get pregnant? And I'm like, girl, you will know. Like if you are not 100% sure, you're kind of like, I don't know. I don't think that you're ready yet. Not that you have to be 100% ready, but I feel like you will just know, like you will feel it. Your body will tell you, like, we're ready to have a baby. And you're like, okay. And then obviously pray about it. Like there's so much that goes into having kids, and it's something that I take very seriously. And I know Colby feels the same way. And it's something that we have essentially like worked together in our marriage and in our relationship to create a really great environment for future kids. And yeah, I think that's something that I know Colby's really proud of, and I'm also really proud of. And I hope that when I do have kids, I just continue to improve in ways that I notice that they need it. So really excited about that. Okay, I wanted to share some marriage advice with you. And it's so funny because like I wish that I could talk to each of you individually and you tell me if you have like a question and then I can answer it for you, which, speak of that topic, if you go into the show notes, there's a trophy wife advice column. If you have any marriage questions or you want advice on something really specific, you can write it down in there and everything's anonymous. And yeah, you can do that. And then I can help answer if you have that. But I'm going to give you guys some like more generic advice that could go for, I think, almost anybody. So the first thing I would say is make sure that you marry the right person. I know that sounds so basic and simple, but like you don't need to rush at all. Take time, think about it. That doesn't even mean that you have to like wait like years. That's not what I'm saying. I just feel like be confident enough to feel like you're marrying the right person. Like I know when I was marrying Colby, I was still like, I felt very confident about it. I knew it was the right decision, even though I was like a little bit like, I'm kind of nervous because I was so young, right? But obviously if you're not as young, your brain just works very different when you're over the age of 25 versus being 20. So you'll probably know, a little bit more of like what you want per se. But yeah, I think marriage is something where it's like, at least for me, I'm like, you really try to not end the marriage and divorce. And I think that if you can get it right the first time, your life will just be a lot easier. Obviously, I'm not talking about situations where there's like infidelity or like you know, lying, stealing, cheating, all that kind of stuff. But just, yeah, I don't, and honestly, like for me, I would say prayer and having a relationship with God is the most important thing when it comes to that. Make sure you're marrying the right person. So, and everybody's different, everyone's unique, and that's okay. With even if they don't marry the right person, quote unquote, the first time. Okay. Have fun. You have to have fun in your marriage. Do fun things, romanticize your life, romanticize your marriage, have fun with each other, and just also being with somebody who you can also have fun with, and that kind of just you guys are on the same wavelength with that. I think that is so important. So whatever having fun means for you personally, find somebody who can also get down with that with you, or just someone who's down to like try new things with you if you like to do that too. Weekly non-negotiable date nights. Like I mentioned, I think Friday and Saturday are a great night for this because it's the weekend. You're feeling like it. Saturday is even obviously extra great because you can kind of prep a little bit more since unless you, I guess, work on Saturday, which could be the case. But yeah, just do a weekly date night. It's so easy to stop dating your spouse, and don't do that. Do not stop dating your spouse. You gotta put in the work. It's not like marriage is not hard, but you have to put in effort. Okay, my next piece of advice is to be intimate often with each other, if you know what I mean. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Each person having a relationship with God helps you be the better version of yourself and better version like of yourself for your spouse, if that makes sense. So I think it's the most beautiful thing when two people come together in marriage and they essentially become one unit, and God is a part of that relationship. And it's something that's also very important to me. Find ways to do kind things for your spouse. These are like, oh, you'll notice these are a lot of things that I've noticed that I have done and learned throughout my marriage that make a really big difference for myself and for my spouse. But I feel like finding things to do for Colby and like celebrating him in small ways. And the reason why I'm recommending that to you to do as well is because I feel like when you do things for people, even if you, especially when you don't want to do them specifically, like if it's like chores or something, I swear it's like a life hack to like fall more and more in love with somebody when you're actually putting in like effort, like blood, sweat, tears. It's the best. I kind of feel like it relates to like having children with how much work kids are and then like how much you love them because you've just poured every ounce of your soul into those babies. And I feel like marriage is very similar in a lot of ways. Obviously, it's very different than kids, but there are definitely some similarities. And Colby does it for me and I do it for him in they're different ways because we both kind of like different things, obviously. But, you know, humans are pretty simple and men are very simple. I feel like literally for men, like something I love doing that I know makes Colby so happy is I get him water, I'll get him like lunch, I'll make him dinner, and like that just keeps him so happy. It's so crazy. Like not even happy, but I feel like he just feels grateful to have me, and I love that because I'm like, yes, I'm the best wife. Like hello, I take a lot of pride in being someone who is a good wife to my husband. So yeah, that's kind of all I have for today's episode. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I would love to hear what you guys want to hear more on Trophy Life. And if you have any episode requests, you want me to dive into a certain topic, feel free to DM me at Trophy Life Club on Instagram, or you can also comment on like a recent Instagram post. Either one, doesn't matter. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. Before you go, I have something exciting for you. I'm doing a giveaway. So to enter, all you need to do is rate and review the show either on Apple or Spotify. Make sure that you're subscribed to the show, of course, so you never miss an episode. And head over to the @TrophyLife Podcast Instagram and leave a comment on my latest post and let me know what your favorite takeaway was from today's episode, or comment some emojis, just something, and that will basically enter you into the giveaway. The more that you engage, the higher your chances of winning are, so don't be shy. This is something I'm going to be doing ongoing. So even if you're listening to this episode later, you can still go and comment on my most recent post and it will 100% get you entered into the giveaway. And if you haven't already, come join the club at Trophy Life Club. This is just a community for the girls who like to romanticize their life and want to become the best version of themselves. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Tara Kelly Smith for more content. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next episode. Love you. Bye.